Morning everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In my last bench update a video or so ago, I was working on an MCV Products 235 custom engine. We've got that wrapped up. I want to share that with you because it's really turned out nice. And I stopped by Mason's Hot Rods and Hobbies, and I want to share with you what I picked up there. So let's get to it. Okay guys, up first, the hobby shop haul. First thing I needed was a brand new weathering master kit from Tamiya. This particular one is the first one, and I've got, these come in so many colors, but for weathering, these things are tip-top. This one, the orange, rust, gunmetal, and silver, I was starting to run really low on, so I thought I'd go ahead and get one. Yeah, I've had these things for years, and just now having to buy another one. And like I said, these things come in the three-color. I'll bet there's at least 10, maybe a dozen of these things out there in varying colors. You've got a light orange rust. You've got a lot of stuff out there you can get. If you want to try weathering, this is a great way to do it. So picked up another one of those. Also over in the bargain bin, I haven't seen one of these in years. And let me back off here a little bit. And this one was marked down to 20 bucks. And I remember building one of these as a kid with the rumble seat open. And as I recall, I did it in something a little similar colors. I think I painted a little brighter red than it needed to be. But I got looking at this and just, it brought back memories. Just a good stock 32 Roadster. And I thought, you know what? It was open, so I checked it. And it's a 3-in-1 kit, too. And everything is still sealed in the bags. So I'm jazzed about that. I thought, you know, just a good old Roadster. I thought, now that would be cool to do again. So added that to the collection. Hey, for 20 bucks, yeah. Also picked up some paint. I was thinking about, I needed some more TS14, the gloss black. Good stuff there. And if you haven't tried Tamiya paints, you really need to try this stuff, guys. It's fast drying, it's tough, it's good stuff. But I was thinking about my tractor as we just did the Now That's Cool with Irv Arter's tractor, and I thought, you know what, I'm thinking of a two-tone white and a good bright orange. And so I picked up a can of orange, and while I was there, I let my granddaughter kind of pick out a color that she would like, and she told me what she wanted. I picked it up. She has approved. And if you remember, my granddaughter Zoe has won a few awards, as you see here. She's even made a magazine and the online magazine for Auto Modeler, and or not Auto Modeler, but Model Cars magazine. And if you remember her last thing, I did a video, and this has been a while back when she was 7 and she is 8 now. She airbrushed all of the chrome. This thing did not come with any chrome. Every piece of chrome in there. You see the roll bar in there. All of that stuff, the stacks, the tank, the pipes, the trim rings on the wheels. She airbrushed every bit of that. She was very good at listening to what Papa had to say, and she actually surprised even me. But you know what really surprises me with Zoe is with her first model and with this one, even with water slide, this kid can lay down some decals and loves it. I think that's her favorite part of the thing. But this is another one of those that has won some goodies too. But this time she picked out something that she just thought was cool 4 days, and that is this. And that's the same thing this Jeep is one of the quick builds. And but she does not want red and white. She wants purple and white. So while we're at the hobby shop, that's what she wanted, a metallic purple. This is the Tester's Extreme Lacquer. If you've not tried this is some really good stuff too, guys. So this is, can you believe an 8-year-old would want to do something like this? I'm kind of proud of her. Now, if I can talk her into leaving the wheels red with that purple and white, and I don't know, that may not look so great after all, but we're going to see. We're going to see. But that metallic purple, I'd be honest with you guys, I kind of like this. But so that's what we're going to be doing. I'll decant this and let her airbrush it just like she did the all-clad on the Jeep. And I think she's going to have a good time doing all that. And, of course, I know I am because I'm getting to spend time with her. So, there we go. All right, guys, let me reset the camera, and let's take a look at this 235. Quick review of our last bench update. If you want to get one of these engines or a lot of other really great 3D prints, head over to mcvproducts.net and check out Matthew's products. These things are absolutely awesome. The quality is absolutely great, and there's some unique stuff over there. This project, if you recall, is part number E2, which is a vintage 1940s, 50s Chevy 235 custom engine. And this thing was a ton of fun. Everything is crisply molded, just a really nice print. And for this one, something else that Matthew carries is plug boots. Sorry, I didn't get a clear picture of this one, it appears. But anyway, he makes them in 90 degree, 45 degree, which is what I was going to use. But as it turns out, I ended up using just the straight ones. But great prints nonetheless. Getting into the engine, you see the intake here. You see the molded in linkages and the even the drilled portions for the fuel lines to go into the bowls. Really just a clean print. And looking down on the carburetors, you see here the butterflies in there. Just very nice stuff. On the engine block itself, a lot of very crisp printing. You see that fuel filter there. Just, again, really nice stuff. The radiator hose inlet is a separate piece. I went ahead and glued that on there and put a little pin in it to reinforce it a little bit. But the multi-piece there, with a wash between these, I knew that was just going to look really good. The distributor cap for the 6-cylinder was very clean. It was deep enough that for your spark plug wires, they were going to go in there just beautifully. And that turned out really well, as you will see here shortly. After I got everything off the sprues, went ahead and, as you'll remember in the last video, got everything set on toothpicks and went ahead and got everything primed and our base coat on it, or color coat, whichever it may be, which you'll see that in just a second here. Then it was time to do a little bit of the research material. As you see here, this was just a shot online of that particular custom engine. But I also looked up online several of the 235s of that era that were custom, hot rodded, that kind of thing, to give me some ideas. But I really liked the color on the package and then this look. After it was all together, once we had that, and again, go back and look at that bench update, the last one, you get to see the progress of the black base coat, the chrome, the polished aluminum, all of that stuff. And you'll notice here, this is kind of out of box. It's before the wires or anything like that. Just like it came in the package, everything was done. The straps around the starter and the alternator, by the way, are just thin strips of bare metal foil and wrapped around it. And being a custom kind of show engine, I kind of dressed it up a little bit. And the other side you see here, which I think turned out really nice. Next up was to get my research material out as far as the firing order. Since that distributor was kind of in your face kind of thing, I wanted to make sure the firing order was correct. So you can look most engines up online and find the proper firing order for the distributor to plug configurations there. And then here it is with the wires. And again, I think this turned out pretty good. And using Matthew's boots once again, and you see they look really nice. Also look at the belts for the pulleys. These are 3 grooves, so it would look like you could put 3 belts in there, which you could. But as I was putting the belts on, I started looking, and here's another view. I just liked that kind of space between them, so I left the center one out, and I think it looks great. And by the way, those belts are not your typical belt material that I usually use. I did something that I have done in years past, but I hadn't done it in a long time, and that is take electrical tape and I put it on a mirror or a piece of glass, and then I cut it very, very thin strips and then just wrap those around. So that is nothing more than electrical tape, and I think it looks really good. Well, guys, let's get over to the turntable and take a look at it. And here is our custom Chevy 235 engine. This thing was so much fun, guys. You can see the firing order there, if I can stay out of my own light, that we researched. The straps on the starter and the alternator, as I said, are just strips of bare metal foil. The block is once again painted in MCW Poppy Red, which has got a little orange tinge to it. The pulleys and valve cover and oil pan are in all-clad chrome over a gloss black tester's base. The breather, and again, I'm trying to stay out of my light, the breather, the intake manifold, and the exhaust manifolds are all polished aluminum from all-clad over a black base. The back of the engine looks a little sparse. I am going to probably see what Matthew's got as far as trannies go, but I may display the engine as is and just put a flywheel back there. That'll fill in some of that stuff. But overall, cool little custom engine. The breather, I kind of like that. At first I wasn't sure, but I really kind of, let me keep it in focus. I really kind of like that. The carburetors are painted in all-clad. I just brush painted those because that all-clad is really thin and pretty thin for airbrushing, but that is pale burnt metal. And I think it just has just that right kind of goldish, get that breather off of there real quick. But it has just the right color for the carbs, and you can see all of that stuff on there. Man, if you were going to put fuel lines into the bowls and all that stuff, this thing has got all the stuff for it. And if you want to see down in those carbs after they're done, there you go. And like I said, that I really kind of like that breather. But if you wanted another option, Parts by Parts makes some that I absolutely love, and that is these. They're made for flathead, but it's satin finish, and you can also get them in polished. But let's see if I can get them in the light just right. These things are really, really cool. And those would look good on there too. But hey, nothing wrong with what it comes with. Nothing like these old engines. And again, it's got just a light wash you see around the radiator hose intake there. You get another look at those belts there. And then the bolt heads right beside the valve cover there, you can see a light wash there. And as I said, I wanted it to maintain a little bit of a newer look, so I went really, really light with the panel line detail stuff there. But overall, I am very pleased with this engine. I do have a couple other Matthews engines in the works. I've got a 440 as well as two of the 351 Clevelands that I'm working on, one for the Mustang. But these things, man, they just really look so cool. The water pump is actually all-clad magnesium, and that's over a gloss black base too, but I wasn't looking for a real high gloss on that magnesium. So, but I think it turned out really nice. Well, guys, that is it. Hope you enjoyed this. If you want one, again, it's part number E2. Head over to MCV Parts or MCVProducts.net and check them out. Tons of engines over there. And if you want to see some really cool wheels and tires, check those out too. I know so many people have so many great 3D parts out there. And I tell you, it's been a game changer for our hobby. Guys, thanks a bunch for tagging along on this one. God bless. I will see you in the next video. Thanks a bunch, guys.